Alrighty. We gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna waste no time. You know what I'm saying? Let's take this cap off. Oh man, I haven't been on stream in such a long time. Alright. Reconnection successful. Alright. I don't know if they did that because of the beats or what. It's always something when it comes to freaking OBS. Like I'm at a point where it's just like it is what it is, dog. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? Welcome back to another stream, dog. Welcome back to another stream. I'm looking at my OBS and it says that the frames are dropping. And now they're saying that the frames are good. So I'm going to try to keep the stream going. And I'm going to try not to, like, you know what I'm saying, let that get in the way. I feel like I can hear myself. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. But it shouldn't be doing that anymore. So, anyway. Yeah, I still can hear myself. That's gonna be a little annoying. Anyway, we're not gonna stress it out too much. We're back. We're back streaming. We're back on Twitch. We just got on YouTube. Oh, okay. It's my Twitch that's doing that. Okay. I was wondering why. All right, close that out. I don't need that open anyway. So we're back on Twitch. We finally got on YouTube, so I'm gonna be streaming on YouTube and Twitch going forward. And yeah, man, I'm excited. So I was looking at freaking Survivor Series. I didn't watch it because yesterday was my last day at my previous job. I'm supposed to be starting a new job tomorrow, so you know what I'm saying. We I don't really have any celebratory freaking buttons or whatever. I could drop a bomb or whatever. Nah, I'm saying your boy is moving up in the world. Your boy is finally, you know what I'm saying, doing big things. Um, so yeah, that's why I've been working. So that's why I haven't been streaming because a lot of times I've been working at night. And I could stream early in the morning and stuff like that, but it's like most people got jobs or they be at work and things of that nature. So it's like, and I don't have a big enough audience to where as though if I streamed in the morning, people would like come by and watch because most people got other things to do. So I like streaming like in the middle of the day slash nighttime or whatever like that. Um, but yeah, so now that I'll be working in the morning, at least for now, I hope it's going to be permanently like in the morning and stuff like that. I'll be able to stream a lot more often. Um, Going forward, I don't think I'm going to be doing like wrestling reactions. Like if I do it, it's going to be off screen. Obviously, we can't pull that mess that we did before because we're on YouTube and YouTube will definitely clap my stream. Twitch has clapped my stream in the past. And just YouTube in general because I've been making wrestling content on YouTube and they've been clapping my videos left and right. So I don't even want no smoke with them. Like we still gonna like talk about WWE. We might look at some like wrestling stuff like that. But if I do it, it's gonna be like off stream. So that means if you don't have Netflix or if you don't have like Fox or if you don't know, allegedly the website, you know what I'm saying, then there's nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? I can't give out no more freebies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep it moving. So today I want to talk about, what happened at Survivor Series. I didn't watch it last night because I was at work, as I just explained. but I've seen a couple of people talk about Survivor Series, and I want to be like, check it out and see what's going on. So I actually do have a couple of things pulled up. So the first thing was I want to see the results. I know Dominic. Let's see the results right here. Not gonna play any videos because I don't want no smoke with these boys. So Dominic got the title back. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of expected. You know what I'm saying? John Cena was about to retire. I didn't think John Cena was going to retire as Intercontinental Champion. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dominic. Liv Morgan came back. So, that's a good joint right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see Liv. Stephanie Valkyrie defeated Nikki Bella. Good shit. Good shit. I love it. I love to see it, man. Let's drop one. Drop one for Stephanie Valkyrie, man. Like, I like Nikki Bella, but Stephanie Valkyrie, like, I feel like they haven't done enough with her for her to lose the belt. So it's a good thing that she was able to retain against Nikki. Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio defeated John Cena to become the new champion. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dominic Mysterio. The women's war game match. I was actually more excited to see this one than the men's one for some reason. I don't know why. But AJ Lee, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky defeated Becky Lynch, Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. Damn, so Lash Legend's first match on the roster, she lost. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lash Legend, though, because she did recently announce that she got engaged to Trick Williams. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good joint. And then lastly, damn, this was a short-ass pay-per-view. The men's War Games match, Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed defeated undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. Wow. Okay. Alright. So, those are the results. Now, obviously, I am going to, like, watch a couple videos, because I ain't going to lie. I haven't watched them, but I've been seeing people say, like, the show was boring, it wasn't that good, and nothing like that. So, I'm going to actually check out some videos and see what's going on. We're going to watch this first video about a great one and see what he talking about. And then we're going to check out Intern John.
2025 just concluded, and we did get a few surprises like the return of Liv Morgan and I believe it's Austin Theory, right? Joining the Vision, which is exactly what we asked for, and that makes me happy. So why? Oh why am I left with the emotion of ay. Just feeling like ay man. Now the PLE wasn't bad by any means. I want you to listen carefully and
come on, dog.
answer me this question. It's been a while since I watched wrestling, like over 10 days I believe, which for me as a content creator is quite a lot. You know, I live, breathe, and shit wrestling. When WWE gets boring, I get this irrational fear that I'll start hating it, so I just take a break, you know? Let it breathe. Maybe the passion will be back.
I wonder when, like, wrestling fans, because I'm guilty of doing this too, but I wonder if when people say WWE gets boring, do they ever check anything else out? Or is it mainly just WWE and that's it? Because I'm guilty of doing that in the past. Like, if I get bored with current wrestling, which is so easy to do, I'll go back and I'll watch, like, older stuff, right? But then sometimes I'll go and look at, like, TNA. Or sometimes I'll look at AEW. I may not watch a whole show, but I'll look at... My bad, y'all. I feel like every time I get on camera, it feel like I'm getting sick or something like that. It's weird. But I'll check out AEW or I'll check out, like, some independent stuff like that. Like, maybe not all the time. But I just wonder, like, if he does the same thing or if he's just mainly WWE. Because he only talks about WWE from what I, like, can tell.
I tried to miss if that makes any sense. With that being said, yes, when you don't consume that much repetitive WWE TV shows, it does feel a little more exciting watching the PLEs. Now look, my opinion is as worth as any other wrestling fan's opinion. Nothing. And with all of that being said, sure, I'm a little bored by wrestling, but it also kind of feels like this was the worst Triple H's Survivor Series Am I
The
wrong?
worst.
Is it just me, or the event just kinda felt safe in a way? Even the War Games matches didn't feel creative anymore. It felt like let's do the greatest hits and leave, especially the women's match. Men's War Games match was still really solid. Also, I feel like 2 War Games matches might be a bit too much for the WWE. You know, I'm still confused about the...
Hold up. Yo, I've been saying that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like War Games is like the new Hell in a Cell. Whereas, like, remember when Hell in a Cell had their own pay per view, and every freaking year they just had to have a Hell in a Cell match just because it was the name of the pay per view, and they would just have these random rivalries thrown together, and then they'd be like, "Oh, these guys are beefing for like 4 weeks. Hell in a Cell." It was like, no, bro, that's not how Hell in a Cell was supposed to work. But like, they was doing it. They're doing that with War Games. I ain't gonna lie to you. War Games. If you gonna do War Games every year, you need to do War Games like one match. Do one War Games match, and then you could do like the freaking like 5v5 like SmackDown versus Raw. Bring that back, low key. Like, do something like that. Champion versus champion. They should do champion versus champion from each brand. They should probably do like a 5v5. And then maybe, like, if it really calls for, like, if it's factions that's beefing, then you could do War Games. But just doing it every year for the sake of doing it, it's like, how many of the same, like, you can only do so much with that. Because it's essentially just 2 rings, 2 steel cages. Like, of course, they're going to bring weapons in there. Somebody's going to jump off the top of the cage. Somebody might do, like, a crazy move off the top of the cage, like an avalanche RKO or something like that. But it's like, I don't want them to ruin the magic of War Games by just making it like it has to happen because it's Survivor Series thing. I need them to do it because 2 factions, 2 teams, or, like, even when it's like how they did with the men's zone, like, or like the women's one this year. I think like it was kind of solid to do it like that, but like, oh no, I just feel like they don't need to do it every year.
Concept. I don't know whether I like it or hate it. I think it's cool, the visual is definitely nice, but the idea of a countdown while the match is not even happening yet, and we all know who's coming out, I don't know how I feel about that. Kinda feels pointless in a way. I always felt like this match needed eliminations. What's also interesting is that they got rid of shark cages, which in a way, I understand. You know, gives us this illusion that anything might happen. Maybe something is happening backstage and somebody else is gonna come out. I like that idea, and obviously they did it because Brock didn't want to wait. Like, come on. But at the same time, wasn't this one of the most viral WWE moments of the year? All the interactions between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, so, I don't know how I feel about that. So let me know in the comments below, people. Am I tripping? Am I tripping, or was this Survivor Series kinda not bad, but the worst out of Triple H's Survivor Series? But first, let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Wrestling GM. How did you feel about John Cena's...
Hey, dog. Get your money, get your money, get your money.
She got it cut, started the match, which was probably... Wrestling GM is available on the App Store and the Google Women's War Games match. Asuka and Charlotte started the match, which was probably the right decision. Again, the issue I have is that until we get to the It's War Games, it doesn't matter. The match is not even official yet, I guess. Look, I appreciate the match. Just allow people to get eliminated anytime. Then it was Io Sky. We got a bit of a botch. She got a custom lid. It said Io Sky, you know, but for a split second, I really thought WWE put a sponsor on a trash can lid. You know, shit like Popeyes. This dropkick to the lid is brought to you by Popeyes. It's a funny word to me because it also means boobs in Lithuanian language, kinda. Then we got Becky Lynch with a kendo stick. Cool exchange with Charlotte Flair. Then we got Alexa. I'm the only person who kinda misses the old theme song, you know, get up, shut up, and find me. It's kinda cringe. I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry. She saved Charlotte Flair. We got a double natural selection. Just them working together, which is pretty nice. You know, this match was going pretty okay so far. We got Kairi Sane. Nasty hit with the lid to Io. Green chain double super kick spot. And then it was time for AJ Lee. Becky kept the door shut, but AJ just climbs it. Nice crossbody. And AJ did well in this match. You know, this was her second match in the WWE ever since she came back. And I think she's doing just fine. Obviously, you're going to get a lot of critics, aka marks. Who cares though? I think she did fine. And my opinion is the only opinion that matters. You know, there's only one man. Good. We got some horrible hits from Nia with that chain. Looked like a massage. Rhea Ripley comes out with a trash can and kendo. Some tributes to her.
I like the Art the Clown fit. I like that. I like how she used like the face mask instead of just coming out with like an all black one, like how she's been doing. She kind of made it look decent. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why Rhea Ripley is such a GOAT, bro. Like, because she be doing different shit. Like, I don't know, man. I fucks with this fit, though.
Movies, just throwing everybody around. Pretty sick trash can spot. But then, people, we got one of the cringiest, unfortunate moments of the event. Lash Legend makes her entrance. Let's see what I wrote. No pop, unfortunately. Could hear my heartbeat. Biggest sleepover? I just farted. That was loud. No pop whatsoever, which was kinda unfortunate, you know. It makes sense, don't exaggerate this shit. She's new in the WWE, you know. She's pretty new. She didn't really develop her character yet. It's understandable. It's just really unfortunate and cringy anyway when somebody comes out and nobody talks. You know, you could hear people coughing. And now the war games begin! I'm wondering what's the point before it begins. I guess people coming out, beating up, and I don't know. I just wish you could get eliminated. I guess that's my biggest problem. Bring eliminations to War Games. So that's when it kinda got a bit more exciting. Io Sky with the same trash can spot, but a little bit different. That surprised me, but anyway, once I saw that WWE are about to do it again, I'm like, this is the greatest hits type of shit. Yeah. You know, this is just safe. Let's do what worked 2-3 years in a row again. It was a little bit different, but at a point, I kind of cringed anyway. So they beat up Becky Lynch, she taps to AJ, and am I wrong, people, but this kind of felt a little underwhelming. Wasn't bad, but again, just the greatest hits, cheap pop, and the finish was just kind of there.
Well, that's why I was saying when it comes to War Games, it needs to be a special thing. It doesn't need to be a yearly event. Like, I get it. They kind of ran their course with the 5v5 Survivor Series thing. But that was a tradition and it worked. Like, when it worked in the mid-2000s and, you know, like the mid-2010s, it worked. When they combined, like, Raw and SmackDown during, like, the early, like, 2010s and stuff like that, obviously it wasn't working as good. But they still was able to do things like Team Authority versus Team Cena. Like, War Games needs to be treated like Hell in a Cell. It needs to be treated like only blood rivalries need to do this. They don't need to rely on this every year because it's going to ruin the luster and the allure of the match. And it's not going to be special anymore. Like, simple.
I could be wrong. I feel like this was probably the worst women's War Games match we ever saw. Now, it wasn't bad, but again, we compare shit. Comparison is the, you know, killer of joy. But we do that. I don't know, I watched this match and felt like it was just basic, choreographed, safe shit. That was it. Then we jump into Dominic versus John Cena. Dom coming out with girls was pretty cool. John Cena's emotional entrance saying last PLE to Stu. This was John Cena's last WWE PLE. And it's kind of crazy because I still don't feel that shit. You know, stuff like this hits me a little bit later. I don't know, I'll give you an example. A couple of days ago, I was at a 3 Days Grace concert in Lithuania, which is a dream come true for me, right? If you don't know the band, you probably know it from SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, Animal I Have Become, right?
Goat band.
And this was a pretty big deal, but
for sure.
It's like, for me, it was like watching from a third-person perspective, and it only hit me like a couple of days later that, oh shit, it's kind of weird. It's hard to explain. That's how I feel with John Cena, you know. I know we only have, I guess, one match left, but at the same time, I still don't feel that shit. So this was Dom's hometown, but you know, it's John Cena. Obviously, the majority of the people are going to support John Cena. The match is going fine until we got that Hurricane Rana into powerbomb and Dom hit his head or shoulder. This was worrying for a couple of reasons. Oh shit, Dominic just got injured, possibly concussed, and also one of John Cena's last matches ended like that. You know, for many reasons, a catastrophe. But I guess Dom was faking it? I don't know whether that was a work or a shoot, brother. It seems like that was exactly what was supposed to happen in a way. We got a 619 frog splash, but the referee was upset. He didn't pin. That was kinda weird. Roxanne and Raquel got ejected. So this match just turned into absolute shenanigans. Cena knocks out the referee. We got the Judgment Day attacking John Cena, but he took care of him with a double AA. He was about to win against Dominic Mysterio. He asked for a referee, and Liv Morgan makes her return. Okay, so let's talk about that. The WWE kinda played us in a way. At first, she turned on Dominic Mysterio, jumped on John Cena. I thought they were about to kiss. We saw so many of these spots. This is AJ Lee's gimmick. She made out with Kane. I remember as a kid, man, that traumatized me.
Yeah, that was weird.
Traumatized me.
That was weird.
Whatever. But of course, she turns on John Cena, and Dominic Mysterio wins the Intercontinental Championship. She is back with Dominic Mysterio.
I mean, what did you think was going to happen, realistically? It's not like Dom was, like, messing around with freaking Roxanne Perez on TV, like, WWE, like they probably was trying to like indicate like, oh yeah, you know, he's moving on to the next. But I didn't really get that like that. So it's not like he was like doing anything like what he did with Rhea and Liv. It's not like one of them situations where it's like Liv was actively just coming on to him and he kind of was like falling for it type shit. Like, so I didn't think that she would like turn on Dominic Mysterio. Plus, it was Cena's last pay-per-view. Like, it wouldn't make any sense.
Which is not exactly how I thought this is going to end. So first of all, Dominic is your new Intercontinental Champion. Kind of been there, done that. What's the point if the championship title reign is restarting? It's not gonna be as special anymore once eventually somebody beats Dominic Mysterio. So that's kind of unfortunate. When it comes to Liv Morgan, I thought she's gonna come back and immediately turn on Dominic Mysterio. But I guess Dom wasn't necessarily... Excuse me for my language. Excuse me. Fucking. He wasn't fucking. He wasn't smashing.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't see that on television. We didn't see that. So we don't really have the storyline of Dominic Mysterio cheating on Liv Morgan. They were kind of insinuating that he is, but he never did. So now we just gotta wait and see the rivalry between Roxanne and Liv Morgan. At first, it's going to be a personal rivalry, you know, fighting for Dominic's attention, which is something every female wrestler in the WWE does already. And then, you know, Dominic will have to choose. Eventually, Liv Morgan is going to be the one who's turning babyface. I feel like that's gonna happen. I know some people are probably mad at John Cena lost, but that was my prediction in the first place because, look, you have 3 John Cena's matches left. Dominic, and then it's Dominic again. So, why would you give him Dominic Mysterio twice? The only reason you would give him Dominic Mysterio is because you want Dominic to win the championship. So that was pretty obvious, but at least WWE did something pretty cool. Liv Morgan came back, big pop. Still a little bit surprised she's not back as a babyface. At least yet. Then we got Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella. The least exciting match of the show, let's be honest. I saw a lot of people leaving to take a piss shit or something, which is always so unfortunate, you know? But if you're gonna pick a match, you gotta pick this one. You gotta pick this one. Now, look, it was okay. It was fine. It was just Stephanie Vaquer doing some cool-ass shit. You know, you could put her in a match against anybody. You're going to see some cool-ass shit. Now, people, if I was younger, if I was 12, I would lose my mind over this table demon's kiss spot. Oh my god, that premium live event would be paused. It would be paused, and I would, you know, participate in other activities.
Alright, buddy.
Other activities, people. The match was fine, I guess, and Nikki Bella is getting better. I mean, we did feel the ring rust at first. Stephanie Vaquer retains the championship, which was pretty expected, and at this point, I'm not so sure what Nikki Bella is going to do in the WWE.
Damn,
I look at a person like Nikki Bella, I feel like she should probably elevate the mid-card championship, probably the United States Championship at some point, or create a faction. You know, she could be kind of a leader. And that was time for the men's War Games match. It was Punk versus Braun Breaker, which is pretty cool. Braun Breaker was possibly the MVP of this match. He was moving like crazy. Then it was Drew McIntyre. I guess it couldn't get any worse for CM Punk. Until we got Cody, 2 world champions in the ring right now. Crossbody off the cage. Accidentally hits Punk, which was a hilarious spot. Looked like something straight out of WWE 2K25. But, you know, it showed how smart babyfaces can be because they still work together and understood that, you know, this was a mistake. We got a nasty breaker bump though. A lot of bumps.
I seen that on Instagram. I seen that bump and I was like, that's why I've never liked that Legion of Doom move, bro. It always seems like anybody has took that bump has always fell on they shit, bro. Like they always either fell on their neck or they fell on their head or something, bro. I don't know, man. Like, hopefully that didn't injure him. You know what I'm saying? I think he finished the match, but hopefully, like, it ain't one of them situations where, like, tomorrow they'll be like, yeah, he's getting written off, because that'll be so disappointing.
A botch. And I'm not saying this as an insult, I'm just saying it looked worrying. Because it just so happens to be that every botch was them landing on their fucking head. Then we got Logan Paul with an NWO-inspired attire, which kind of suits him anyway. You know, if I didn't know anything about wrestling, anything about these wrestler celebrities, you could probably fool me that Hulk Hogan and Logan Paul are related anyway. You could probably fool me. So we got some chairs now. Drew McIntyre and Logan teaming up was pretty cool. We got Jimmy with the table, but that's when the heels started dominating the entire match. Got Bronson Reed, he hits everybody with a tsunami. We got Jey Uso. Now Jey Uso wasn't necessarily in a rush, but I was still shocked, people. I was shocked he didn't yeet. You know, he didn't do the Jeff Hardy shit when Matt Hardy is bleeding. He's about to die. He's last breath. And his brother is like, he didn't do that shit. I was surprised. So he takes care of him. He teams up with Jimmy. We got some cool spots. Oh, and then he yeeted. Music and all. God, I hate wrestling sometimes. But Lesnar saves the day, people. Crazy statistic, but Lesnar didn't team up with anyone for like ages. He looked great in that cage, by the way, like an actual animal. F5s to everyone, and then we got Roman Reigns. So Lesnar was waiting. There was this new rule. If somebody leaves the ring, you forfeit. You lose the match, the entire team. But since the match didn't officially start, Lesnar could leave. So we got this brawl between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. We got an F5 through the table. And now the War Games begin. And again, once the match actually begins, it starts getting exciting. You got a lot of fast-paced action, and I was enjoying myself. I like.
It must have been an update or something like that.
Roman Reigns stealing Logan's brass knuckles and hitting people with some Superman punches. That was pretty cool. Spear through the table, sacrificing Jay. GTS to Logan, and a masked man appears. Curb stomp to Punk. Spear to Punk by Braun Breaker, and heels win the match. Then the show ends with Roman Reigns and Punk fist bumping. Cody and Reigns didn't do the same though. And Roman says this was the last time we will ever team up. Just know that. So WWE tried to fool us. Oh, is it Seth Rollins? Obviously it's not. It's impossible. Logically, if it was actually Seth Rollins, why would they even put a mask on the dude and still do the curb stomp? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I feel like it's Austin Theory. From the way he moved, like, he was quick. Like, the dude was buff. He moved really quickly. It must be Austin Theory. He also had a similar physique. It's kind of weird that WWE didn't do the reveal. I feel like a lot more people would be happy, but at the same time, I have mixed feelings because it was a cliffhanger. Even though we kind of know it was probably Austin Theory, now I'm excited for Monday Night Raw to actually see it being.
So this is my theory, right? My theory is the reason why they didn't reveal the person is because just in case the Austin Theory shit doesn't pan out for them, just in case they decide, oh, that's too obvious, we need something more unpredictable. Is my OBS like, oh my goodness, my damn camera. Jeez Louise, man. Hold up, give me a second, y'all. There we go. But what I was saying was, my prediction is the reason why they didn't reveal it to be Austin Theory is because simply they're trying to test the waters. They're trying to see if this Austin Theory thing is really the way to go. If not, they're probably going to move on to somebody else. And without showing his face, it can be, you know, one of those things where it's like, oh, well, it wasn't Austin Theory anyway. So da 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 da. You know how WWE gets. They like to change shit and all types of things like that. So.
Revealed, or maybe he's gonna come out again,
But if
or
it's
maybe
him, it'll be
we're
a
not
good
gonna
job.
see him for a couple of months, a month, couple of weeks. I don't know. Maybe then he's going to come back. If Austin Theory is a legitimate new member of Division, I am very happy. It also gives us a question. How does the faction look right now? So right now we have Braun Breaker, we have Bronson Reed,
Right.
Austin Theory, I
Right.
guess, and is Logan Paul a part of this team? That's pretty interesting. Is he officially a part of this team? Because I believe he's not necessarily. He was just part of this team, right? And that was your WWE Survivor Series 2025. How did you feel about this premium live event? I don't think it was bad by any means. It just felt too safe. Like, everything was kinda expected anyway. Everything that happened in War Games was pretty much seen before. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, appreciate your support, appreciate your love, people. The great one, peace, love, and hugs.
Hey man, shout out to him, bro. Shout out to the great one. Y'all check out his video. I want to see what intern John says because, like, I may not watch this whole thing, but I want to see what he says. So we're gonna get
Boom. So Survivor Series kicked off with triple fraud, shooting pollutants in the air. The fact that this guy cheaped out and did not use fireworks and used some rave colorful dust. Come on, dude. Cheaping out, the usual from triple fraud. Anyways, boom.
Triple
All right, it was the
fraud is
Women's
crazy,
War
man.
Games match, and Asuka and Charlotte kicked it off. They start off here with Asuka yamming her mouth into the turnbuckle. Asuka giving this devious look, right? Then Charlotte, she's on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. If he's just gonna do like a play-by-play type situation, I don't think we need this. Like, I thought this was gonna be like one of those things where he was just like gonna give his opinion and stuff like that. Let's see here. Yeah, cause we not doing that. Not doing that. I need to put all my subscriptions like on this joint. Can I still be live and like use my other channel? Cause my other channel got like all my main stuff on there.
Right, she's all tired and stuff. Who comes out?
No, we're not. John, we good, bro. We good, dog. We good. Let me just move on to the next. I don't know why. Every time I start streaming, there's always a problem. It's never a problem when I'm just like playing a game or when I'm just like off stream. But anytime I be like, yo, it's time to get on stream, there's an issue. Like my thing's still loading. I might have to close this out. Let me see something real quick. Close these out. And then we're gonna open a new tab over here. I think I should be good though, because my live streaming tab is on here. Settings. All right, it says it's connected now. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. Every time I get on stream, it seems like if this doesn't work with the YouTube thing, I might have to just like put it on Twitch or something like that. But it was even doing that with Twitch, so I don't know what the problem is. And I got my Ethernet into the PC. Like, it's connected now, so everything should be cool. But YouTube isn't connected. Okay. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just want to get on stream, dog. Just want to stream. Yeah, now it says you're offline. Okay, it's up now. Let me see if I can switch. Let me see. Discard. Alright, like my Ethernet is down here. It's right behind the speaker actually. I don't know if you can see it. It's this thing right here. And it should be on. I don't know what's going on. It's like blinking, so it's working. So everything should be good. I mean, it's good now. I got it. Discard. Alrighty. So we got it back up. So we should be good. We should be good. If we're not good, shit, man. It says excellent connection now. But we're not gonna stress it out because it's life, man. Life is gonna happen. So we're not gonna stress it. If push come to shove, we'll just jump right on the game. But that's the thing. If it's acting like this when I'm in the game, dog, I'm gonna be so cheesed. I'm gonna be so cheesed. Look at the frames. I'm just constantly dropping frames. It'll say it's connected, and it'll say it's not connected. It's like, dog. And then I literally have an Ethernet thing down here. It's like right there. And it's on because it's blinking, so it works. And it's hardwired. So it's like, what the fuck, man? Send this over. Let's see here. Damn, everybody posted Survivor Series. I want to look at my boy Rated M, man. It's my guy right here. Let's look at some of this. After this, I'm gonna get on the game. I ain't really got like too much news. I didn't watch Survivor Series. As we see, Survivor Series was kind of mid. Some people said it was cool. A lot of people I'm seeing online saying it's mid. So shit, man. If it's mid, it's mid. I'm trying to get this joint going.
Man, 2005 in the WWE was a very fun time. Personally, it's my favorite year from my favorite era, the Ruthless Aggression era. I mean, you talk about the weekly shows, pay-per-views, matches, the moments. There's so much great to come out of this year. But what makes '05 stand out so much to me is just how many incredible rivalries we got during that time. Just think about it. Eddie and Ray, Batista and Triple H, Angle and Michaels, the
Man.
Edge, Matt and Lita love triangle, Undertaker and Randy Orton.
480. Come on, man. We not doing.
What was the best though? Well, maybe check out this video to get my
Damn, I should have left it at 480.
cheap plug. But one rivalry from this time that definitely deserves some love was the war between Raw and SmackDown heading.
Dog, they literally can do this. They could do this. They don't have to do the other stuff. They don't have to do war games all the time. They can literally do this. This was cool. This was a cool joint. And this was nothing but brand supremacy. It was nothing really deep into, like, these are heels. Heel. Like, face, it's 3 faces, 2 heels. That had beef with all these guys. This is a heel. These 2 are like faces, but like Kane is kind of a heel at the same time. Like, so it's like 3 faces, 2 heels, basically, because I think they were face at the time when this happened. These 2 literally fought these 2 for the tag titles a couple months ago at WrestleMania 22. But they was like, you know what? For brand supremacy, we're gonna prove that we better. That's all Survivor Series is about. Who's better? What team is better? I don't know. I'm tripping.
Get to Survivor
Maybe I'm
Series.
tripping.
You see, one thing that really annoys me about the modern WWE product is how technically we have a brand split, but like, do we really? Nowadays, these guys will go to just whatever show, no matter what brand they're on. Shit, each show lacks so much identity, they might as well not even have a brand split. And the Ruthless Aggression era, though, it was everything. Raw and SmackDown didn't just feel different because of color coding. They both had their own flavor to them, feeling like completely different shows. Raw was looked at as the main show, the flagship, and it was built off the heavy star power, and it was the more story-driven show. And while, yeah, SmackDown in WWE's mind was the B show, but for many of us, it was our show. Especially for those that didn't have cable growing up, SmackDown was everything. And sure, they weren't given the star power that Raw had, but they maximized what they had and made it just as special. The launching pad for a lot of our favorites growing up was SmackDown. And then you have the little things that make each show stand out more, like the stages, the commentary teams, each show having their own pay-per-views outside the Big Four. And man, seeing a Raw guy on SmackDown or vice versa, it actually meant something back then. You didn't really see guys from other brands interacting like that, so when they did, it was special. Hell, you take a look at that year's Royal Rumble, where we had this big Raw versus SmackDown face-off, and that got one of the biggest pops of the entire match. And back then, everybody had their favorite brand. You were either Team Raw or you were Team SmackDown. There was no in-between. So when WWE decided to tap into that for Survivor Series that year, it led to one of the best builds to a Survivor Series that we've ever seen. But that's the thing too, this wasn't just a show about brand supremacy. This was a Survivor Series that had some variety to it, which came together to create a very memorable and fun overall show. So let's go back to November 27th, 2005 in the Joe Louis Arena in the Motor City, and let's unpack why Survivor Series 2005 was so fun. So the show started with the first of a best-of-7 series between Booker T and Chris Benoit for the vacant US title. And interesting fact that I learned while making this video, this is actually the second best-of-7 series these two ever had against each other.
Yep.
Back in '98, they had one for the #1 contendership for the WCW TV title. Now, I will say, seeing Benoit on the show, as this was only a couple weeks after Eddie Guerrero's passing, and knowing how it actually affected Benoit was a little bit uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Now, the match itself was nothing too crazy. I don't know why this abdominal stretch caused Benoit to start throwing ass, but I digress. Booker T ended up winning with the help of Sharmell after about 15 minutes. Definitely not the best match of the series. I'd probably give that to their match at Armageddon the next month, but it was an okay way to open the show. Now, let's wait a second, because that was not even the most interesting thing involving Booker T on this night. Oh, no. And it is edited off the Peacock version of the show, but the streets, we will never forget, because how could we? They cut backstage. We see John Cena and Vince McMahon chopping it up. Oh, man. And shit just went left out of nowhere. Let's just roll the clip.
Keep it up, my nigga.
What do you even say to this? WWE is lucky as hell that cancel culture was not a thing in 2005, because there's no way that this shit would fly now.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't care. Like, you're not supposed to say it. For sure. Not supposed to say it at all. At this point, though, I wouldn't give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, because I don't give a fuck now. I didn't give a fuck back then. It was funny to me. It's still funny to me. Even though, like, you kind of know, I don't know this man as a person, but you kind of know the type of shit that he on. It's still funny. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't understand how one man can be this insane, dog. Vince McMahon has done some of the wildest shit on and off screen, for that matter. And for this to arguably be the tamest of them all, just says everything that needs to be said. Bro, and this the way he casually strolls right past Booker T and Sharmell. Like he ain't just say what the fuck he just said. And look, I could and probably should be offended, but I just can't help but laugh every single time I see this. I think it goes without saying. Vince McMahon, you will not be seeing the pearly.
Now he didn't say it to Booker T. Now if he would have said it to Booker T or some shit like that, then or Sean Benjamin, then it's like, what you mean, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? But because he said it to John Cena, you know what I'm saying? White people do it all the time, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't say it to Booker T. He ain't say it to Bobby Lashley. He ain't say it to none of them. It is what it is.
Against my boy. There's genuinely no way. No fucking way. Absolute insanity. Anyways, next we had our first instance of Raw versus SmackDown on the show for the Women's Championship. Trish Stratus versus Melina. And look, going into this, I was expecting to just write this off as just another filler Divas era match. But credit where credit's due, because Trish and Melina, they were low-key hooping, I ain't gonna lie. It was only about 6 minutes, but they did what they could here. But before I continue with the rest of the show, Mickie James. Hey, look, I love Mickie so much as a wrestler. I actually don't think she gets enough flowers for how talented she is, but man, if there's anyone that had my heart as a kid, Mrs. James. Lord have mercy. Nick Aldis, salute to you, brother. You are a lucky man.
Type shit.
Pro wrestling. Let's get back to that. So this night wasn't just about championships or even brand supremacy. We also had a story of betrayal between Triple H and Ric Flair. See, throughout that first half of the Ruthless Aggression era, Triple H had dominated Raw with the Reign of Terror. 616 days total as World Heavyweight Champion. He was the leader of Evolution, but by mid-2005, Triple H pretty much had nothing. Randy Orton and Batista had both moved to SmackDown, making names for themselves, and it seemed like Ric Flair had moved on as well, becoming the Intercontinental Champion, if y'all even remember that. So, on the Raw Homecoming episode in October, which actually sets up a good chunk for the show, Triple H returned to team with Ric Flair against Carlito and Chris Masters. And they pick up the win, it's all good, things seem to be back on track. But then it all went south real quick when Triple H nailed Ric Flair in the face with that signature sledgehammer. After everything they'd been through with Evolution, and even a little bit before that, he threw all of that out of the window, and of course he did. Very few men can turn heel while being a heel, like Triple H. But this wasn't just any regular team breakup, because he absolutely brutalizes Flair. In the ring, outside the ring, backstage, this man went as far as to break the window of a limo that he threw Flair into. It was actually a really vicious beatdown. And when Triple H came out to explain himself, he spun it as him doing it for Ric Flair. He felt like without him, Flair at this point in his career was nothing. And in his mind, it was time for Ric Flair to retire. But Ric Flair retire? Yeah, I'm
oh
so
my
sure.
goodness.
So that would take them to Taboo Tuesday, by the way, bring it back WWE, and a brutal steel cage match. And somehow,
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Taboo Tuesday coming back in modern day WWE would be so fire, bro. Like, you really think about it right now, the power, like, WWE was, what the fuck is Ric Flair's gut right here? But the power of social media right now, right? And how everybody is always online. Everybody's always, like, voting for something, right? Or they're doing polls and shit like that. This right here would be the best time to do that. And if they want to make it even better, they could do something with Twitch or one of these live streaming platforms that do like the polls and stuff like that. And let like the creators like that, like really do the wrestling shit, get in on the action and shit like that, bro. That shit would be fire, bro. That shit would be lit if they did something like that. But that's just my opinion. Like,
Ric Flair actually found a way to win. But that was not the end of it. Nah, because that loss did nothing but make Triple H more hell-bent on ending Ric Flair's career, which brought us to this Last Man Standing match here at Survivor Series. And man, I gotta say, seeing this entrance again makes me miss Triple H as a wrestler so much. And I know it's the popular thing these days to hate on him and call him a bald fraud for some of the irritating booking decisions, but nothing, and I mean nothing, this man does as a booker will ever make me hate this man as a performer. So then out comes the GOAT himself, dripped out in the black and blue robe, or maybe it was white and gold, I don't know. Icy title around the waist. And this man, Triple H, doesn't even wait for Ric Flair to get in the ring. He's already giving him the beats on the ramp.
I love it.
Like, damn, bro, let the man undress first. Hold on, wait a minute.
What do you mean by that?
But then, hey, Ric Flair starts to fight back. He gets his licks in. They start fighting into the crowd before Triple H hits Ric Flair with a back body drop over the barricade. And from here, Triple H starts dominating. And you already know what time it is.
Oh my God.
Not even 5 minutes into this match, that man Flair is already busted open.
This man Ric Flair loves bleeding, dog. He loves having color, as they like to call it in professional wrestling. Like, it's ridiculous.
Hey, what is a Ric Flair match without his hair turning red like he just went Super Saiyan 4? And Triple H just makes it worse by driving a freaking screwdriver into the cut over and over again. Mind you, this man Flair is 56 years old at this time. He does not need to be taking this kind of damage. But he's facing a man that clearly has zero conscience. And he is dog walking Flair. There was a point in this match where Triple H had me dying. Just look at this.
Come on, Flair! Get up, you old bastard! Stay down!
Yo, bro, which one do you want, Hunter? But hey, Ric Flair, we know what he wants.
What you talking about, Miss Pearly?
I'm talking about these nuts.
I mean, it is one way to neutralize him, man. So eventually, Triple H gets Flair up on the announce table. He locks his arms for the pedigree. But nope,
Dog.
back body drop, and Triple H goes crashing through the Spanish announce table. There we go, Unc, show me something. From this point, though, Flair becomes the damn nutcracker. Low blows, a steel chair to the family jewels. He even uses the ring post to do the damage. Somewhere in Japan, a young Shinsuke Nakamura is probably taking notes. I genuinely question how Triple H had kids after this match because it was a lot. But hey, Ric Flair is really putting up a fight. He starts beating down on the legs of Triple H, chop blocks using the ring post, a steel chair, and well, it was smart because if you can't stand, you can't win. Flair gets Triple H locked in the signature figure 4 leg lock, and yeah, Triple H starts tapping, but obviously you can't win that way. And the thing was, despite all this work that Flair was putting in, Triple H just kept getting up. But Flair was not gonna give up. Triple H grabs the steel steps from the outside, he goes in the ring to bash Flair's brains in, but Flair does a drop toe hold to counter, and Triple H bangs his face off the steel steps. So you start to question, can we see another miracle like we did at Taboo Tuesday? Triple H gets back to his feet, Flair does an Irish whip, but then out of nowhere, Triple H catches Flair and lays him out with the pedigree. So that's gotta be it, right? The ref makes a count all the way to 8, but Flair gets back on his feet. So Triple H, he ain't playing no games, no pun intended. Just goes straight for another pedigree and he nails it again. And you would think it'd be raps, but this is one crazy old motherfucker. Flair's
gave
up
the
again,
figure.
he flips off Triple H, and Triple H was not taking that disrespect. He gets him in the corner, just gives him the beats, snatches him up, hits one more pedigree in the middle of the ring. Third time's gotta be the charm, right?
Nope.
This dude is still rolling around and trying to get up. So what is Triple H gonna try now? It's simple. He gets out of the ring, he grabs the one weapon that started this all, the trusty sledgehammer, and right to the spine of Ric Flair, and down he goes. The match ends in a no contest, fans are booing. Oh wait, wrong match. Ric Flair at this point, motionless. The ref makes the count. Ric Flair is never able to answer the count, and Triple H has finally beaten Ric Flair. Damn, man, 27 minutes of absolute carnage. And to think Ric Flair at this stage in his career was still doing matches like this is crazy. And it wasn't a half-assed effort either. This man was putting in work.
Yeah,
this
he
was
was.
truly love for the game at the end of the day. So big ups to Flair because he did not need to be doing this. And shout out to Triple H as well. Super underrated, super violent last man standing match right here. So to follow that, WWE Championship match. John Cena, Kurt Angle. And on paper, this is cool to see, especially in 2025. Seeing how John Cena had evolved since his debut against Kurt Angle all them years ago to now being basically the face of the company at this point, going up against Kurt once again. And they had other matches in between these points. Shout out to their underrated banger at No Mercy 2003. But you know, those other matches, they were straight up, minimal shenanigans. But this had all the shenanigans, bro. See, ever since Cena came to Raw, all Eric Bischoff wanted to see was the WWE Championship on anybody not named John Cena. He would throw every possible hurdle at Cena for months, including putting himself in a WWE title match, but none of it worked. But then it got to the point where Bischoff gave Kurt Angle, Daivari, as his own personal referee for all of his matches, including here at Survivor Series. And it looked like this could have been the end of the road for John Cena in his first title reign. The deck was stacked against him like never before. And man, this was something straight out of 1999. It don't even take 5 minutes for the fuckery to start. So Cena hits a suplex on Angle and goes for the pin. But Daivari, he won't even count. And as Cena's arguing with Daivari, Kurt snatches him into the ankle lock. He's got it in for a minute, but Cena gets to the ropes. But instead of just breaking the hold, Daivari just punt kicks Cena's hand off of it. Bruh, this This was way.
He could have just screwed him right there and then, honestly. If he really wanted to be on some nut shit, he could have just pulled the Earl Hebner. Like, at this point, like, what are we doing all this for?
Funnier to me than this should have been. So then Cena fights his way out, hits a spine buster on Kurt, and instead of going for the pin, he just smacks the taste out of Daivari's mouth. You know what? Justified crash out. So Daivari was about to disqualify Cena before Kurt damn near tackled him like he was prime LT because, well, Kurt can't win the championship like that. Cena then pushes Kurt into Daivari, and then we get our first ref bump of the match. Daivari's out on the outside, and trust me, it ain't the last. So we get another ref in the ring, we get more of a normal match at this point, and it's a cool little back and forth. The fans are really into it, and they're split for both guys, to be honest. Cena eventually hits a 5-knuckle shuffle, he pumps up the Reeboks for the FU, but before Cena can even lift him up, Kurt just launches at the referee with the clothesline. Then he turns around and hits Cena with a low blow. So now Kurt gets him up for the angle slam as another referee runs down to the ring. Angle hits it. 1, 2, nope. Cena is still in it and Kurt is livid. He gets Cena in the corner. He goes up for a superplex. Bang. Lands it. 1, 2, still no. Cena kicks out again. So now he climbs the top rope. He goes for the beautiful moonsault that almost never connects. And Cena, of course, rolled out of the way. He gets Kurt
It
up
is
to
a
the
shame that
FU,
his moonsault
and
never
Kurt
connects.
just
It actually
pulls
is
on the
pretty.
referee to get out of it. He knocks Cena down, and then he hits a European uppercut on the referee. At this point, what is even happening?
At this point, he needs to get
This is
disqualified.
a mess, dog. It was like Kurt was taking lessons from Stone Cold at SummerSlam 01 or something. So now he goes out of the ring to wake up Daivari, who had to have been taking an actual nap because why was he out for so long? But then now SmackDown referee Lil Nate comes down. Kurt's trying to stop him. Daivari's getting back in the ring just for Cena to hit him with a DDT. And now the ring just looks like there's a bunch of hibernating zebras. Kurt gets back in the ring, and right then Cena picks him up for the FU and he hits it. 1, 2, 3. John Cena retains the WWE Championship. What a fucking circus, man.
Yeah.
Look, you either like this or you don't. There's no in between. And I can understand if anyone doesn't like this, but me personally, I was dumb entertained. Don't get me wrong, I love my real graps as much as the next guy, but sometimes I just want to be sports entertained.
Sometimes that's
alright?
what you need,
And I got
though.
some great laughs out of this, so I can't hate on it at all. Did it do Cena any favors with the crowd of people that questioned him and his skills in the ring at that point in time? Not exactly, but I had a good time watching it. And plus, even if you didn't like this, I think we can agree, wasn't even close to the worst part of the night. Look, man, the thing is, as much as I really like this show, it is nowhere near perfect. Prime example, Teddy Long versus Eric Bischoff.
This is a load of barnacles.
I mean, I get it, you know, Raw versus SmackDown, but still, why though? I love them both dearly, man, so no disrespect, but we ain't need this at all. I think it goes without saying, this was an masterclass. And I definitely didn't need to see Boogeyman on my screen. You know what? Let's just pretend it didn't happen, all right? Let's get to what everyone was here for.
Yes,
The
sir.
main event. 5-on-5 elimination rules. Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. So how do we get to this point? Well, let's go back to that Raw Homecoming episode I mentioned earlier, where we had a big SmackDown showcase match which was set up by Vince McMahon himself. But since Vince wasn't there, Eric Bischoff comes out and he just shuts off the lights on the SmackDown superstars, talking about how his audience didn't need to sit through a second-rate performance. And this is exactly what I loved about this story, compared to how they would do brand warfare in the 2010s. There was an actual trigger point. It wasn't just because,
Which is
oh, well,
crazy,
it's
'cause,
November,
like,
so
Eddie
just throw
was
on these
there
colors
too,
real quick.
dog.
The SmackDown guys just got completely disrespected, and they were going to do something about it. That same night, Teddy Long calls out for a bunch of the SmackDown roster to come out and start beating down Cena and Kurt Angle. And then in runs the Raw roster, and we get a huge brawl to close off the show, and the fans were going crazy for all of it. Eric Bischoff had just set off a war. Non-stop show invasions start from here, where the SmackDown guys will pull up and keep beating the Raw superstars. So then Bischoff tries crying to Vince about it, but obviously that wasn't gonna work. So he pulled up to SmackDown. He lays out the challenge to bring it all to an end. 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series rules. Raw's best versus SmackDown's best. But the invasions, oh no, they don't stop here. Even Teddy Long got caught in the line of fire by the Raw guys, and week after week, SmackDown would pull up on Raw and vice versa. It was just chaos on both shows, but it was fire. Then you got Kane and Big Show making it their mission to injure Batista with double choke slams over and over. It was becoming personal. And of course, how can we forget the iconic parking lot brawl between the Raw and SmackDown superstars on the Go Home Raw episode? This shit was beyond hype, man. And now we were at Survivor Series for that final battle. Batista, JBL, Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley, and Randy Orton for Team SmackDown versus Shawn Michaels, Carlito, Chris Masters, Big Show, and Kane for Team Raw. And I just want to take this time to say rest in peace to Eddie Guerrero. He was actually supposed to be on Team SmackDown on the show, but unfortunately he passed away just 2 weeks before the show even took place. One of my personal absolute favorites of all time, and it's just a tragedy, man. Love you, Eddie. So the match starts. Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels kick off things for their teams, and it's a cool little callback to Survivor Series 2003 and one of the greatest finishes in Survivor Series history. They have a cool little back and forth, but soon after,